Hi, I'm making this video just to raise awareness for something, a particular issue that I see is more or less prevalent, and that is that we can't really carve up the world the way that we think we can. In the Vajrayana practice, there are these three approaches that have to be combined and have to be balanced in order for us to achieve realizations. And these come as a result of hindrances, the three kinds of hindrances on the path. And those are related to the three ways of entering nirvana. And those three ways of entering nirvana are the signlessness, the aimlessness, and the selflessness. Um, and so these three ways of knowing, which are through reason, we approach it by way of the prajna paramita, which is related to the sign and the signlessness. Through the aim, this is related to devotion and to having a guru or someone who you're devoted to, a spiritual friend, a companion, or so forth. Someone who you can focus on devotionally. This gives you the aim or the motivation, which are the four boundless abodes. And then as far as the self goes, this can be remedied through the practice of meditation and the other formalisms that we can practice through the Vajrayana. And these practices will connect us directly to the lineage masters, the enlightened masters, who have also practiced. And the one thing in the practice is that knowing dependent origination, knowing it directly, which is the cause of perception and feeling, and the cause of the cessation of perception and feeling, which is entering nirvana. And so we can't just take an approach to uh, this strictly through reasoning and just say that it's all about the teaching because it's not. Um, there are these other two elements. The teaching is dealing with doubts related to the sign and the signlessness. And then if we do focus on the perfection of wisdom, then we'll be able to get past those doubts. Um, it might take some time, but it's much quicker if we can have somebody we're devoted to who has already experienced the realizations, and that is because they will have the pure motivation or the right motivation and the right aim. And then as far as the meditation goes, in terms of time and in terms of time spent meditating, as well as the other two factors of previously being acquainted with the perfection of wisdom and having a strong connection to a teacher, a friend, or a companion uh, will allow you to attain realizations much more readily. Um, so it's not just about the textuality of things. In fact, eventually through the perfection of wisdom, we're going beyond the signs into what's called a signlessness. Um, and you can't just say that it is like a truth, because in terms of truth, it's not exactly like that. Um, if you have a clinging to a view, if you cling to a viewpoint, then it becomes a fault. Um, and that was addressed by the Pyrrhonist skeptics. So the whole point of it actually is going beyond suffering in the pure motivation. And if you have devotion, you can have a pure motivation to that motivation of going beyond suffering. But if you don't have a motivation of going beyond suffering, then you're not practicing Dharma. And if you're not practicing Dharma, then any knowledge you have will not have any purpose to it. It will be meaningless, and it will not have value. So it's actually this pure motivation that will give value to knowledge. This motivation of loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. So that is absolutely essential to have value in knowledge. And if there is a competitive motivation, then the value of knowledge will very much decline because the motivational principle is what supports it. And this is the reason for the need for teachers who have pure motivation and to not be selfish in our competition. And having not being selfish, actually, if there is this negative motivation, then again, this can be alleviated through personal devotion to practice and self understanding that your own afflictions and your own positive qualities through the practice of meditation and the other formalisms that are involved in the Vajrayana. So you need to go back and really focus on those things. It's not really a philosophical tradition. Um, there are elements of philosophy involved, but it's not all about the textuality, and eventually you're going beyond the textuality. You can see that in philosophical circles, many times the Pyrrhonism, or the phenomenology, which is a little bit more directly related to these practices, is there, but it needs to be very practical in that it should be supported through a practice, and we should know the history of it and the purpose of it. And in order to have that clear purpose, we should be connected to people who have these positive qualities, like the four boundless abodes, sympathetic joy, loving kindness, compassion, and equanimity. And we're not discussing anything really. That was what happened with the Pyrrhonist skeptics, is that they saw that there were all these disputes in philosophical circles, and the point was to get rid of the ego, get rid of the clinging to the viewpoints, and because you can't cling to those viewpoints, that is not the right aim. That's the inappropriate aim, and that defeats the purpose. It's a negative thing, and the value of an action like that is very low. It's a negative value. So you cannot do that. That has to be abandoned.